I want to do a content warning to say that, hey, I talk about previously being suicidal and suicide ideation, so be aware. So, for a while, I'm not sure how long, I've felt this deep sadness, like mourning the loss of something important or someone important. I'm not going to say that it's all gone away, since that night I wanted to kill myself, but it's lessened, as though, so thing is, I felt this grief, this pain, and it was bizarre because I would be feeling it, sitting there feeling it and wanting to just cry, but I was usually unable to, or if I did cry, then it didn't, it wasn't enough. So basically, I had these huge emotions right there that I couldn't express. I couldn't express. And I think it was a culmination of a lot of different things. And I feel like I'm still sorting through what those were, but yeah, that's just kind of something I wanted to get off my chest, get out there, that there is something that has been causing me, actually a whole multitude of things. It's a whole multitude of things that just spun together in this one big grief thing that I couldn't express, or the only way I could think of maybe to express it was wanting to kill myself when I got right down to it. Thank God I stuck around. Even though I was like, oh shit, I have this reason, I have to stick around. Okay, fine. That was kind of my attitude, followed immediately by oh shit, now I have to deal with all these emotions. Yay! So, dealing with those emotions, is what I'm doing, because I am past the point of wanting to die, so I have to sort these out. Which means acknowledging them, which means apparently in my mind that I need to make a YouTube video being like, hey, this is so small and whatever, that when I just put my hand up right here, it looks awkward in the frame. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully I will get back to making fun YouTube videos, but just for now, it's a mental health thing of me just sorting through things and sharing random thoughts and whatever. So, another thing I want to get out there, and I'm going to express it very badly. I am going to find better ways to express it, but this is my first attempt, so if it comes out wrong, please don't try to hold it to me of like, but you said this, and it's like, no, but I'm going to say it better in ways that make sense later. I just have this fear of, I have experience with people, give my first attempt at saying, hey, this, and then when I try to correct it, people just stick to the first thing I say, or certain individuals really stick to the first thing I say, which then they paint an accurate picture of me in their heads, and then don't listen to me when I jump up and down and say, hey, no, reality is here. I'm not that picture in your head. But anyways, that's not a tangent I intended to go on. What was I going to say, though? I don't know. Okay, third take, because I just kept being all weird and awkward and whatever. I think mainly I'm just afraid of that I'm not expressing myself properly, that I'm using the wrong words, and that's a thing that often keeps me from expressing myself in the first place, which because again, it goes back to the thing I was discussing earlier of I try to express myself, I use the wrong words, which I'm realizing I do that frequently verbally, which is probably why so much of me prefers to write, which I've kind of lost that recently. It's like I sit down and then brain goes freeze, yay. That is a recurring problem, brain going freeze. Anyways, yeah. The thing I've realized in the last 24 hours is I'm terrified of impermanence. And this is expressing itself negatively in that I'm afraid of losing myself, of becoming a different person, but that'll really just be becoming a different version of me, and that involves letting go old versions of me, which terrifies me, because I don't want to let them go, because that's part of me, and will I still be me if I let that go? And the truth is I have to let parts of me go if I think I have to let parts of me go to recover from the PTSD, and that is a painful realization, and it scares me. But then again, I've grown up with this anxiety disorder. I have PTSD these days. I'm not unused to fear, so I can do this. It's just growth is painful. So, yeah, yay. And hopefully I'll be able to expound on what I've said at another point in time. I don't know if what I've said is even going to make sense, but yeah, I wanted to get that off my chest. I just realized I said that I lost my writing skills, whatever, recently. No, that is not recent. That has gone back a little ways, which could be its own video, but oh my god. It's like I can still write, but I sit down and I generally just go blank or whatever. Like, I used to write in my blog all the time as a form of self-expression, trying to be like, this is me. Which, of course, I could edit my words instead of having to do this thing of recording this other bit to fit into the video that I'm gonna put all of these together in to be like, oh, hey, I said I just lost this recently earlier. Well, no, let me correct this. So this is just one example of me not expressing things well. I just wanted to share baby guppy. So cute. Have this all wrapped up because it's cold out here. Anyways, one of the changes I've noticed in myself that I have... No, let me rephrase that. Not that I've noticed, that I have been working on and then have noticed along the way of... This is my problem. I need to be absolutely precise with what I say so that people don't misunderstand me. And then it just winds up with things getting all jumbled up and... anyways, so that's the thing there are so many things I need to sort out about myself and figure out. But anyways, one thing that I've been working on is spending more time outside. As I say this, I'm sitting outside on the back porch. I think a large part of what helped me do this is getting together with someone who spends a lot of time out in the fresh air And it's funny. I spent so much time outdoors when I was young, but then so I'll sometimes latch onto certain memories, or certain or something happens, then I'm like, okay, I have this memory that gives me a clear guidepost of how something should be. Because a lot of me is I'm like, I'm not sure what's expected of me. What do I do? I don't know. So then I'll get these memories, and for better or for worse, sometimes for better, very often for worse, they become the guideposts for me. And so I have this one memory. I was over at a friend's house. I was, I don't know, early teens, preteen, I don't know. And she and I wanted to play in the backyard. She needed permission, so she asked her older sister, who was all, you don't need to go out in the backyard. So then a lot of me has been, since then, like, okay, so that memory as a guideline. So outside, do I need to go outside? No, there's no reason for me to not just sit here in my room and do nothing. And so then I would just not go outside. And when I have started coming outside, I mean, even with my significant other, who, when I started stepping outside with him and spending time in the fresh air, it was always like, okay, but this is gonna end, and then I'm gonna have to go back inside. When is it? How long are we spending out here? I don't know. And just in the past year, I've started making myself spend time outside at home, and I'm noticing that I'm less and less thinking, okay, I need to go back inside at some points. Well, I have to go back inside at some point. I might as well go back inside now because there's nothing keeping me out here. And I'm being able to let that go and just hang out outside. And I mean, it's not all perfect. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm doing so much better, which also being outside is food for my soul. It is it's part of self-care for me, which self-care is a thing I suck at, which is a topic for another time. But yeah, so I'm spending more time outside, and that's awesome. Okay, so my anxiety brain. I have a love-hate relationship with my anxiety brain. I can laugh at it because I'm like, oh, that's ridiculous, but at the same time, it's anxiety, which is unpleasant. So I'm sitting outside, and then it sounds like rain. But of course, to my anxiety brain, I have had a phobia of fire since I was young, and somehow rain sounds like fire to me. So I hear rain, and then I'm like, it's fire. There's, looking at the wooded area, and I'm like, there's a fire that has suddenly sprung up in there, and then I have to be like, no, come on, calm down. You're being ridiculous. This is just my anxiety brain. This is part of living with anxiety. Even when it's pretty much under control, it's still And then there's the sound again, which actually could be a car driving on gravel road off over that a ways, which I hadn't known if there was a gravel road over there, but I don't know. Anyways, but it's like I hear it, and then rationally I know, of course, it's not a huge fire like it sounds like it is. Which really, realistically, it doesn't even sound like a large fire, but that's just where my brain goes. And also where my brain goes is just looking for signs of a fire, like, do I see smoke? This is my anxiety brain. I usually hide it, but apparently these days I'm all like, oh yes, let's tell people how I really feel. And so Yeah, yay. I think the sad thing is that I didn't start these videos before I got so close to suicide. I wonder if, I don't know, that's a thing to examine another time, but it's really sad that it took me getting an inch away from suicide for me to really start opening up and having the difficult conversations I've been like I've been trying to do. And I want to find a way for, so like long-term goal, I want to find a way to help other people learn to express themselves before they get to the point I did. If you want to come along on the rest of my mental health journey, like and subscribe, you know, the usual drill.